there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway and welcome back to another review. This one is a really exciting one because it's yet another Thomas train set. Now as you can see, this one is Percy and the Mail Train. And there's Percy on the front with a glazed and slightly terrifying look on his face, but not to worry. Let's have a quick look around the back of the box and see what's on here. Okay, the first thing you see is this itinerary, and I'm not going to look at this too much right now because of course we're going to be seeing all that stuff in just a second. And across here you can see, yes, it does have the real operating mail system which picks up mail bags and drops them off elsewhere on the layout, so that is really cool. And also you can see some more of the Hornby Thomas range here. I actually have all of these except for the tankers at the bottom there, and James of course I'm still yet to review, so that is one to look forward to. Anyway, let's get this Percy set open then, and I'm really excited to get this tried out because I just want to try this mail collection thing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's get this end of the box open then and get Percy out. Well, and all the other bits, of course. Okay. Oh, that was difficult. Okay. Right, let's have a look at this then. This is the owner manual, and I'm not going to look at this for long because I know it's not very interesting, but it's interesting to see what you get. Now, yeah, there isn't a track mat with this set, which is a bit strange because I think track mats are the perfect thing to protect your trains from carpets. But no, they don't bother with those anymore, which is a shame. And I suppose they just sell them separately now. Alright, let's see. So, first things first. Whoa, there's a lot of paperwork. Okay, so you've got the operating mail coach sheet, and we'll be looking at that later to try and figure out how this mail collection thing works. And then we have this, which is, let's see, it's the Thomas & Friends contents. Shows you all the stuff you get with it there. And on the back, just a little bit about setting your train set up. So obviously we'll be talking about that later anyway. And then you've got the locomotive operating and maintenance sheet, which tells you how to look after Percy, basically, when the time comes. So that's very useful. Then you've got some warranty registration thing, which I don't bother with. And then you have the owner's manual, which is more of the same. It just tells you, again, how to set things up, how to lubricate things, how to maintain things. Yeah, all the good stuff, very useful to look at, of course. But now let's get on to the interesting part, which is looking at Percy and his set. So behind here, I think, is Percy. Yep, there he is. Right, well, let's try and get him out then. Comes out quite nicely. Well, there he is, and he doesn't have a terrifying look on his face. The actual model doesn't have a terrifying look, so that is good. It's not going to scare me when he comes towards me. So that is cool. We'll be looking at Percy a little bit more in just a second. Okay, next up then, let's have a look at the mail coach, which is here behind the tissue. And yep, you can see it says Sodor Mail on the front there. So let's get this one out then and see what this is like. I might need to use the holes in the back. Oh no, it's okay. Okay, so there it is. And there are the opening doors, which should open when you press something on the bottom. But I think these metal things are stopping that from happening right now. But I'll take those out when it's time to get it tried. Okay, you also get this little brown wagon, and I have no idea what this has to do with mail collection. I think it's just so that you can do some shunting and it makes things more interesting, but I won't say no, you know, it's an extra wagon to add to the collection. And there it is, a little brown standard wagon. I'm not sure what you'd call these actually, it does say on the box. Metal wheels as well, I must say, and the mail coach too has metal wheels. That is a really good quality touch, I like that. Okay, let's have a look, let's get some of this tissue pushed back in. Alright, so in this little bag, okay, this is some of the mail collection stuff. So you can see the mail bags in there. There's all sorts of different bits in there which will need putting together, but I'll do that a little bit later. Okay, what's here? Okay, so we've got these brown things, and I believe they are what the mail post, I don't know what you call it, yeah, like the hook. It stands on those on the side of the track. And this green thing, if it will come out, is, yeah, I think that is the mail collection bin, so the coach will throw the mail bags out into this green bin or little postal hut, I don't know, but we'll get that running again in a moment. Okay, I'm wondering what this thing is here. I hope they haven't just given me a used tissue, but that's what it looks like. Right, no, it's not a used, right. Okay, it's not a used tissue, it's a buffer stop. so you can put that on the end of the siding there. So yeah, I'll show you those later on. Okay, and that leads us on to the track, I suppose, because this set does include a set of points and a siding, which is fantastic because that just gives you so much more to do with the set. Okay, so you've got a couple of long straights. I suppose they would go on the main loop of track, and then you've got the point. Thank goodness, that makes it so much more interesting. It really does. So yes, always buy a train set with a point. And then you've got the point corrector, I call it. It's just like a half curve, but it goes on to the end of the point so that it's straight again. So yeah, that's very useful. And then you've got a couple of short straights, or half straights, whatever you want to call them. And then we have the power track. Obviously very important when you're setting up your track and you want to power your locos. Okay, and then we also have the curves. If I can get these out. Yep. Some third radius curves, always very useful to have some of those lying around, so that's good. And also you have the vacuum pipes, which you glue onto Percy if you want to. So that's quite a nice touch. I don't know why they're with the track, but yeah, fair enough. And then that just leaves us with the controller and the transformer, which I will leave in there because of course I won't be using those. Okay, let's get on to the review then. I'm going to review Percy first, and then we'll look at the mail coach, of course, and the random brown wagon. Okay, let's get on with it. Okay folks, well there is Percy then to start with, and it is a lovely model in the sense that it's got such a lot of character and he really does have a lot of charm about him. I think it's also quite a weird model, and I'll talk about why I think it's weird in a moment. But first let's look at the painted detail. Obviously he has these traditional red Percy stripes on his boiler, and he also has those on his cylinders, as you can see just there. He also has his main frame, or his, I don't know what you'd call it, the frame, yeah, with the red line down there, which also looks very nice. On the side of his cab you can see he's got the number 6, which is his running number, nicely applied there, and there's a few other painted details including the yellow around the windows at the back, which also have that grille effect, and of course his dome, which is done in this lovely, I suppose it's a gold or bronze colour, isn't it? Let's have a quick look at his face then. It seems to be quite nice and accurate, and it certainly isn't creepy like it was on the box, so that is a very good thumbs up. And it also seems to be quite accurate to the TV series as well, which is quite nice. Unfortunately, there isn't any cab detail inside the loco, which is a shame because you can see the motor very clearly inside there, which is a little bit of a shame, but you know, it's only a toy for many intents and purposes, so that's not much of a bad thing really. Up on the top here you do have his whistles as well, which are metal and separately fitted, and then you have some sort of whistle or safety valve painted onto the front of the cab there too, which I think is a little bit strange, but I don't know, yeah, whatever. Okay, so why is it an odd model? Well, it seems that the body isn't one solid piece. It's got loads of different bits, you know, sort of clipped together, so you've got lots of weird cracks. As you can see, there's a crack there where the top of the boiler's been put on. You can see a crack here around the cab area, and the cab roof is a little bit loose. I say loose, it's not going to drop off loose, but it is a little bit loose, and you can see there some of those cracks have opened up. So yeah, I don't know why the body seems to be made of so many different pieces. It's very strange, but as I say, it seems to be quite sturdy, so not a worry there. Anyway, let's move on then and have a quick look at the mail coach. Alright, so there it is then, the Sodor mail coach. And just like with Percy, this model has a lot of character, if not a lot of detail, but that isn't necessarily a problem here. The Sodor mail text on the side here is quite nicely applied, as you can see, and you also have the silver roof. Now this model is actually exactly the same as my LMS mail coach, although most of the detail on that was painted, but as you can see, most of the moulded detail on here is just in that red, which is the colour of the main plastic, so that isn't necessarily a complaint because most of the models of Sodor are quite simple and toy-like, and that is just what this model does. There is quite a bit of underframe detail though. You can see the bogies especially have quite a bit of moulding on them there, and of course metal wheels, which is a great sign of quality. And on the side here you can see these are the opening flaps, which hopefully we're going to see working later on, so that they can collect and then deliver the mail bags. So yes, quite a simple model. Obviously it's not going to win any awards for its detail, but I don't think it's really supposed to. Okay, let's have a quick look at that little random brown wagon then. Okay, so here it is then, the little brown wagon, and come to think of it, you do seem to get these in a lot of Hornby train sets, and they're not bad, you know, I think they're quite good looking. You can use them on virtually any sort of freight train you want, and if you got enough of them, you could make quite a nice consist with them. Quite nicely detailed too. You've got this lovely wooden panel effect on the side. I mean, it really does look very effective indeed. And you have the doors here, which don't open, but that's not an issue really, and they do look pretty good. The underframe detail is quite nice as well. I believe these are brakes, aren't they? And they, again, are very nicely moulded, and once again, metal wheels. So yes, you can't really fault it, can you? It's just a nice little fun thing to have in the set, and it just means that you can do some shunting. So, okay, let's get Percy tested then, and see if we can't do some mail deliveries. Okay, so there's Percy then, down onto the track, ready to be tested, and just behind him, up the line a little way, is the rest of his train, so you've got the mail coach and the random brown wagon. But for now then, let's see how he runs. Now this 040 has the better gearing, which means he runs a little bit slower than the older 040s do, and that's quite good in my book, because it's not going to fly off the track or anything really dramatic like that. Okay, so let's try this then. He is running, not terribly slowly. I'm just easing the power up, and he kicks in at about that speed, and he's just going over the express point there, and he didn't cut out, so that is very good. Quite good performance. When he's at the higher speeds, it's a little bit wobbly and a little bit jerky, but certainly nothing to worry about there. Quite a good performer, and for an 040 that is quite impressive. So let's go and get him coupled up to his mail train then. There we go, well done Percy. Okay, you're going to have to just wait there for a second, mate, because we have to set up the, what's it called, the mail collection system. So I'll go and do that right now, Percy. If you just want to wait there for a second, you can deliver your mail. I know you like doing that. Okay, let's do that then. Okay, so let's try connecting some of these mail collection things up onto the track then. So I've assembled the collection, well, yeah, this is the collection part, I suppose, isn't it? So I'm just going to try and put that in towards the track, like that. I think that is how it's supposed to be. And then according to the instructions, immediately after it, you need to put in this thing onto the track. So hopefully then that should cause the mail coach to come and collect the parcels off of this hook. So how that will work, I don't know, but I guess we'll have to try it. Okay, let's try and do the same over here then. I'll put this, oh hang on, I'll move the green thing out of the way, and just thread these into the track. I think that's in. Okay, and put the green bin on the top, and then this thing again, I think it has to go on immediately afterwards, so just there. Hopefully that will be okay. Alright, well let's give it a try then. Let's see how this mail collection business actually works. Okay Percy, if you're ready then, just take it steady and we'll see how you get on with your mail collecting. Okay. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. Alright, he's off. Okay, Percy is on the way, so I'm just going to hang one of these mailbags on the mailbag hook, and let's see if he can collect it properly, shall we? And the answer is no, because he's stopped. Come on, Percy. Don't give up. And yes, he's got it. Okay, let's see if he can deliver it properly then. Alright, Percy's approaching. Let's see if he can do it. Go on, Percy, do your best for us. Okay, it missed. Right, so what I'm going to do then, I'm going to show you how to adjust these. So if you move this a little bit further down the line, you can set it to trigger a little bit later, which means hopefully it will end up in the collection bin rather than on the floor next to it. So let me see if I can get this to stay in here. Obviously not. Let's try a lug further up. Okay, let's try that then. Let's give it a go. Okay, take two. Let's put another mailbag on the old holder. There we go, and here comes Percy. Let's see if we can grab it again. Yep, he's got it. Okay, let's go to the bin and see if it can be delivered properly this time. Alright, let's see if we're on target this time then. Here comes Percy. Yes, it's in there, it's definitely in there. Okay, so it works. Anyway, enjoy this little running session. I'm going to get some shots of Percy going around the layout. so now for my ratings then on the Hornby Percy. First of all, detail 5 out of 10. Yes, it's not great, but you're not going to be expecting a lot of detail. Performance 8 out of 10. Percy runs very smoothly and very slowly too, which is a good sign, so good marks there. Character 10 out of 10, obviously great character. Build quality 9 out of 10, certainly not bad, pretty sturdily built. And value 10 out of 10, I think I only paid £55 for this, so that is really good. Which gives overall 8 out of 10, which puts the Percy set 10th, just between the Class 40 and the 8F. So there you have it then, the Percy Mail Collection train, and how well does it work? Well, it works just about every time. Once you get those little sensor thingies on the track at the right distance, and once you get them tuned up. But occasionally the coach does struggle sometimes if you've got anything else in between your tracks. So for example, I've got a few of my tracks hot glued down because that was the easiest way for me to fix some of the track. And so things like that really do cause the coach to jam and they need freeing up. And also on the express points, again the coach gets triggered by the rails in between the express points. And they are Hornby points, so you would have thought they would be compatible, but no, you do get a little bit of interference from those. Okay then everybody, well that is just about it for my Percy review. I do hope you enjoyed seeing him. And of course if you'd like to see more Thomas videos, you can check out some of the other ones I've done. There's all kinds of different ones, so all you've got to do is just check the channel and see what you fancy. But if you did like the video, please consider leaving it a like or even a comment, because I do love to get feedback from you guys. And also don't forget, if you want to, you can check out the Facebook and Twitter pages, and they're at facebook.com/samstrains and twitter.com/samstrains. And also here is an update on the Wall of Fame. You can see everybody, well it's not everybody who's sent one in so far, because as I say, I film in advance. So if anybody sent one in after I filmed this, but before it's gone out, I apologise, but it will go up there in the end. But you can send your own artwork in to samstrains@outlook.com and I'll put those up on the wall for you. But for now, thank you for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Cheers everybody.